In this episode 67, we talk about plugging the human leaks in your sales funnel. Also, Marshall Morris is not impressed with your music.
Broadcasting from the box that rocks and Thrive15.com world headquarters, it's the Daily Hustle with Daniel McKenna.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is episode 67 of the Daily Hustle. Over to my left, at DJ Marsh Madness. That's where you can find him on the social media spheres. Marshall F. Morris. Over here, Daniel McKenna. This is episode 67. These are the sales funnel and systematically maximizing your sales process, part 2. We're talking about plugging the human leaks. Plugging the human leaks in your sales funnel. Marshall, this is episode 67.
That's L-E-A-K-S, not L-E-E-K-S.
Yes, L-E-A-K-S, as though like the boat might be leaking water.
Not leaks like the grocery store item.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Fun fact of the day.
I've got some more fun facts for you. Number 67. Some great fun facts here.
Oh, gosh.
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
The number of counties in Florida is 67. Did you know? The number of counties in Alabama is 67. And did you know? The number of counties in Pennsylvania is 67. Do you know that?
How's that possible?
Man, I don't know. I don't make these rules. I don't stare at maps and break up stuff by counties.
I'm looking at that map up there, and I think Florida is so much bigger than Pennsylvania.
They got some big counties in.
It's impressive.
It's probably done like population wise. It's probably there's a certain amount of people in this area. We're gonna make that a county.
I will personally ship a digital copy of both the Thrive book and Start Here book to anybody that can explain to me the designation of counties at info@thrive15.com.
That's a big reward.
Yep.
Okay. Also, the highest 2-digit odd number not presently designating any highway in the U.S. I knew you wanted to know that. Those are facts about 67. Okay, let's jump into here, because this is episode 67, plugging the human leaks. Marshall, plugging the human leaks. So maybe your problem, as we discussed in the previous episode, maybe your problem was the sales part. Maybe it was the setting the appointment part. Maybe it was the closing the appointment part. Maybe it was the follow-up part. But a lot of those parts have to do with humans, unless you're a solo show. If you've got humans on your team, humans are involved. So we're going to look at some stats. We're going to look at some numbers and some facts here, brought to us by the good people at Infusionsoft. Marshall, who is Infusionsoft, and why would they be a credible source here when we're talking about these sort of things?
Infusionsoft is one of the largest customer relationship management software companies, and they are frequently used for ongoing cultivation of leads. Okay, so not only do they track all of the information and the data for customers and help businesses, namely small businesses, maybe automate or organize their follow-up system, but also they are frequently used or advocates for helping small businesses grow, because they know if they help their small businesses grow, they will increase their usage of their particular product. So they're very much small business advocates. And so they talk about the different sales systems. They've been cited in Forbes and a number of other big publications as being one of the most credible sales, customer relationships management softwares that you can purchase. So if you want to learn more about them, you go check them out at infusionsoft.com. And I'm excited to get into some of these stats.
So this is unofficially sponsored by Infusionsoft.com. Now that we talked about you, Infusionsoft, go ahead and pay us some money. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Unofficially sponsored. The other reason why they would be a credible source here is the way a CRM works. You record, or it records for you, the different steps that these different customers take. Got a lead, how many leads closed, all the steps in between. So they have actual numbers on millions and millions of customers through, I don't know how many, hundreds of thousands of businesses. Like real numbers. Not speculation, like they can look at a number and know these things.
numbers.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so let's get into the reasons why there might be some human leaks in your sales funnel. Number 1, throwing away the no's too quickly. Marshall, we talked about overcoming objections on the deal wheel earlier. What are they talking about here?
So, overcoming objections in the deal wheel. In a sales process, when an objection or a no, what an objection or a no really means is not until later. I'm requesting more information. When pitching your product or service, there are a number of reasons why somebody might object. Many of those reasons might not be enough to kill the deal in the moment, but only in the moment. Dan, the concept that we're talking about here is that selling really doesn't start until the buyer says no.
Ooh. Oh. There's another T-shirt moment here.
T-shirt moment.
We got a sale without sales you will fails.
Yeah.
Another T-shirt that says, "Until somebody says no, the selling has not begun."
Treat the root to produce the fruit.
Wow.
So the important thing is that until somebody says no, you're not really doing sales. You're just taking an order, right? You're calling them up. Hey, do you want to buy this? Yes. Okay, great. Let's take down your order. There's no real sales in that. I mean, it's calling. It's requesting business. That's great. But when somebody says no and you have the tools to convert them from a no to a yes, that's power.
You say, "Hey, here's my thing," and they say no, and you're like, "Okay, fine. I'm sorry."
Hey, Dan, you
I
want
won't
to
talk
hang
to you
out?
again.
No. Why not? That's when the real sales starts.
So that was number 1 about throwing away the no's too quickly. Here's some good stats for you in the second one. Number 2, lack of consistent follow-up, which is basically a aside to the throwing away no's too quickly. Here's some stats for you, Marshall. Real numbers. 44% of sales reps never follow up with a prospect. 44%. Only 10% of sales reps make more than 3 contacts with a prospect. Well, why is that a problem? Well, I'll tell you why. 80% of sales close somewhere between the 5th and the 12th contact. So 80% of stuff being bought, 80% of sales, happen between the 5th and the 12th contact, yet only 10% of sales reps try more than 3 times. Do you see where there might be some gaps here, some gaps in what's going on?
Yeah.
So if you do the math on these stats, you're more likely losing a lot of sales due to just not following up. Have you seen this, Marshall? Is this real? Are they
It is
making
real.
it from millions of customers? Are they making this up?
This is madness. There's some companies that I know about right now that are not following up on their leads and their existing customers, and it is madness. And we're working through that emotional and spiritual, hiccup. Okay, and then I've seen some people, they do this very, 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 very well. Okay, so I want to brag on one person real quick. The best person, one of the best people at follow up that I've seen is Clay Stairs.
Really?
Yeah. He does a great job of following up. If you need something, he's going to get back to you.
Really?
He might be in the middle of doing something, but he's going to follow up and make sure that you get the answer that you need. Whether it's you want to do business with him, whether you're a client and and you have a question and you want to learn more about it, Clay Stairs, he just dominates. He follows up. But why does he follow up? I'm going to explain that to you. He has the systems in place and the culture and the focus that following up is what produces the fruit. And that's awesome. Because for most businesses, they've never made it a culture of follow-up. For most businesses, they don't have the resources to follow up, the organization to follow up. But once you have those things, you'll find that the fruit is in the follow-up. The success is in the follow-up. The sales are in the follow-up. And so based on these statistics, by the sheer fact of making it a culture of follow-up, making your business have a culture of follow-up, you will be more successful.
80% of sales close between the 5th and 12th contact.
You do not have to get any better at what you do. Just start following up more.
So maybe it's not your sales script. Maybe it's not the way that the table in your building looks.
Yep.
Maybe it's not that your website has a picture of a dog that looks pretty cool, but maybe we could find a better looking dog. Maybe it's not the way that, you answer the phone. Yeah, it's nice, it sounds good, but maybe we need to try a different way to answer the phone. Maybe it's not that.
Right.
Maybe it's just that you aren't following up.
Right.
Maybe they're not in that 3% of people that are ready to pay you right now, and you need to follow up until they become those 3% people.
Right.
Because that's where the stuff actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
That was number 2. Number 3, following up on that. Let me follow up on the follow-up here, Marshall. Creating a culture of following up on the following up. Number 3, not following up quick enough. Did you know leads are 9 times more likely to convert if you follow up within the first 5 minutes of the prospect expressing interest? If you wait more than 30 minutes, your lead is 21 times less likely to turn into a sale. Just based on millions of data points, that's all. Just on millions of numbers and data points.
I know that if I don't reach out to you within 5 minutes of you expressing an interest to go get dinner, then you have already made other plans. You're assuming that my phone is off and I am asleep.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are emotional buyers. We've talked about that over and over and over.
You are a very emotional buyer.
If somebody clicks on the get a quote,
Somebody clicks on the get a dinner.
they're like, I am ready to book this thing. I'm ready to get a quote. I'm ready to book a photographer. I'm ready to go to dinner. I'm ready for it.
Super move. This applies to trying to find somebody to date as well.
Really?
Have a great experience out with somebody.
Yeah.
Probably best to go ahead and book that second date.
Really?
Yeah, right then and there. Emotional buyers.
You don't wait 21 days and then follow up.
Nope. It's probably best to go ahead and book that next date right after you've paid for the meal.
Oh, wow.
That's the move.
That's a dirty move.
That's the dirty move.
So
That's how I've managed to stay single all these years.
So back to these the business data. The business data here. If you're following up within 5 minutes of the prospect expressing interest, you're 9 times more likely to convert because they're hot. They're emotionally ready. They say, I'm interested. You say, bam, I'm ready. If you wait more than 30 minutes, they've cooled off. They maybe start thinking about other options. Maybe they start thinking, I don't really need to buy that right now. Your lead is 21 times less likely to turn into a sale. So are you at home, you and your business, are you treating leads like hot fire that you need to follow up with now? Or are you treating them like, oh, got a lead. I'm going to call them tomorrow. I got a lead. I don't know. I got to pick up the kids. Actually, I don't even have any kids. That's just what I say to leave around 3. I don't even have any kids. I just say I got to pick up the kids. That way I can leave at 3. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Your lead is 21 times less likely to turn into a sale. Maybe that's one of your human leaks.
So you have to, this is for everybody that you're doing. Human leak, here we go. The human leak, L-E-A-K, not L-E-E-K.
Yeah.
Human leak here. You either have to call them within 5 minutes or you have to hire somebody to call them within 5 minutes.
Word.
One or the other.
Facts.
You call them or somebody else call them.
Be real, son.
Hot sizzle.
The hottest of sauces.
Number 4.
Number 4, not adjusting to the customer based on how that customer found you. Marshall, we're all about having the call scripts. We're all about having this is how you need to talk to a customer. We're all about that. That's how you scale a business. We get that. But more than likely, different customers are going to have different needs. Right?
Absolutely right.
So, example from photo example. A bride at the Mayo Hotel, going to go over to the Mayo Hotel, swanky hotel here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, does not have the same expectations or even the same hot buttons that a bride at Rick's Place, which is a place out in, I think it's like Coweta. It's a big barn structure, nice land, nice sunsets there. They don't have the same expectations or the same hot buttons. A bride getting married on a June Saturday, they literally want to spend more money than the bride getting married in January.
I would like to get married and I would like to spend a lot of money.
June Saturday it is. Literally. Because everybody knows that you're booking your wedding in January or February is probably going to save you a decent amount of money. because nobody's getting married then.
Super move. If you want to save money, book in January or February.
Yeah, literally. Like if you're just trying to get married and have like a good wedding, but save as much money as possible, go book it in January because nobody has work to do in January, so they can lower their prices.
I have a lot of work to do in January, but whatever. If you don't want me to come to the wedding.
But that's what I'm saying. Like those are two different customers. I can't treat those customers the exact same way. I can't bring them through the meat grinder and say, "Hello, this is Daniel McKenna. Thanks for calling for the meat grinding services for your wedding. When is your wedding? It's June on a Saturday. Cool. We charge $500.
Did you just... I think that was subtle, but did you just say some businesses are operating their sales systems like a meat grinder?
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. What's it to you?
We're going to talk more about that later. About censorship.
So not adjusting to the customer based on how that customer found you. Maybe that's your human leak. Maybe your team isn't trained well enough to know, hey, this bride at the Mayo Hotel literally wants to spend a lot of money. Her hot buttons are going to be quality. Her hot buttons are going to be that you're professional. Her hot buttons are going to be that you're the best. That's what you need to talk about. Whereas at Rick's place, they want quality, but they're more interested in also saving money and making it flexible and getting value. And that's what you need to talk about on Rick's place.
Our advertisers have not forgotten about your meat grinder comment.
Infusionsoft is pulling their advertising dollars. Or even like maybe they found you through a referral.
And those should be fish in a barrel for you.
Those should be easy.
Kapoof.
But maybe if they didn't find you in a referral, I probably need to educate these people more about my value.
How much do you really know about our company?
Exactly.
Are you familiar with the history of our company?
But if it's a referral, they don't care. If it's a referral from a friend, they don't care about how long we've been in business or if we are up to date with our tax codes, if we have backup equipment. They don't care.
Nope. Good enough for my friend, good enough for me.
Yeah. But if they're not a referral, I know I need to educate them on why we are a legitimate source.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Shamelessly.
Yep.
Mostly because I feel like after 67 episodes, I'm going to start firing back. Can you think of a wedding that was just such a no-brainer sale for you?
Yep.
Because it was like a referral. So the sales process was just basically, yeah, you did my friend's wedding. I'd like to go ahead and book.
Yes.
Aren't those just awesome?
We did one wedding for a couple last year, I believe. I believe we ended up shooting it at the Summit Club.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, these are like the most popular people in Tulsa.
Okay.
Because we've literally done at least 8, if not 9, of their friends' weddings too.
Oh, wow.
And all of them do the same thing. You did so-and-so's wedding? Yeah, we totally did. Their pictures look great. How much is it? We go through the whole process. No, there's 0% of those people that have called up wanting a quote that have not booked.
They're like, yeah. Where do we put the deposit?
And none of them are like, can I see your backup equipment?
No further questions.
Can I visit you? They don't even care to visit us in person. I'm going to spend $3,000 with you. I don't care to meet you.
What they don't know is I have a face like my face. So.
But yeah, that's a totally different sales process. Which leads us into number 5. Number 5 problem of the human leak problem. And that's not finding the hot button.
You must find the hot button.
What problem does that specific prospect need solved?
This is just sales 101.
Oh, yeah.
It's rapport, needs, benefits, close. It's not RBC. Rapport, benefits, close.
That'd be easier.
Yeah.
And one less step.
One less step.
You use 75%, save 25% on your sales process.
One less step. New shirt. One less step. So you have to identify or create the need. You have to identify what is the pain that the prospect is experiencing, or what is it that they stand to gain from using your product or service.
Why did I put it in the show notes. I typed it out all caps here, Marshall. Why are we talking about that specific prospect? If I'm talking to a bride, I know she needs wedding photography. I know she does. But we're talking about that specific prospect. What is her specific need? What are we talking about here?
Because it's going to be different for every person. If she has to be out of the venue by a certain time, and she will not be going beyond that time, and furthermore, she knows that she will be in her venue for no more than 5 hours, regardless of what happens. They're breaking it down. They're doing a Soul Train line. They're doing the Worm. Doesn't matter how much fun she's having. She's going to be out in 5 hours. Selling her on unlimited time is probably not her hot button.
This is a great point.
Now, if she cares about quality photos and seeing those very quickly, because she is an emotional bride.
Yeah.
She would be the first emotional bride in the history of mankind.
There's usually zero emotion involved.
Okay. She might find that getting her photos back in 2 weeks would be her hot button. About the time you're coming back from your honeymoon, getting those photos, Shazam! That's her hot button.
Absolutely.
But trying to sell her on unlimited time versus somebody that is going to be partying well into the night, those are different hot buttons. So you have to acknowledge and sell to that specific.
So there's a venue here in town called Vesca Pisces. They do a lot of weddings. Love their venue. Love shooting out there. They are a place that have a specific amount of time. You got to be out by X. Do they blow on the phone when you talk to Vesca Pisces? Or
no, I'm just for.
It's kind of windy in there, kind of drafty.
Dramatic effect.
Oh. I know that unlimited time there does not help because they don't need unlimited time. Specifically to your point.
Thank you for supporting my point.
Furthermore, with the needs section, creating the need, if you went out and asked 90% of brides, or at least 90% of brides who don't have a friend that just got married in the last year, about how much they care about getting the photos back fast, how much that has come up in their mind, they haven't. Never thought about it. Never once thought about how long is this going to take for me to actually see the photos. Never once thought about it. So then when you bring up, we got a 2-week turnaround time, they're like, okay.
They don't understand the
Cool.
value.
Cool. But then when we're creating the need, though, right? We're hitting down that hot button. We're finding the needs. We're creating the needs. We're saying, did you know the industry average, according to the knot.com, which is the source of information in this industry, according to the knot.com, 4 to 6 months is pretty normal for the industry. That's the average for a turnaround time for your photos, 4 to 6 months. And I let that sit for about half a second. Say with us, because we do things a little bit differently, we have a 2-week turnaround time, which means, you get married, you go on your honeymoon, by about the time you get settled back in, your stuff's ready. And then they're like, oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I created that need they didn't know they had.
Wow.
So specifically, number 5 in the human leak process, are your people, either you or your people, not finding the right hot button? Are you not finding out specifically, this prospect cares about this. I offer 10 different benefits. Which of those benefits actually matter to this prospect? Am I finding those, and then am I pressing on that pain point? Am I creating a need? Most photographers are there for 4 to 6 hours. Are you guys going to have fun? Are you going to be a fun event? Are you going to be dancing and stuff like that? Oh, yeah. Big party. We're going to be dancing, having fun. Well, most photographers are there for only 4 to 6 hours. Then you got to kind of schedule your day around what photos you want to get. With us, we're unlimited time, so we'll get everything you need.
Wow.
And even by doing that, they still might not be their hot button. That still might not impress them. I got to keep going until I find that hot button, and then I press on that.
That's hot.
That was the 5 parts about plugging the human leaks in your sales funnel follow-up.
Leaks, not leeks.
Marshall, we have a couple minutes here for our brand new segment that everybody is talking about. We are just getting tons of fan mail about this new segment we're doing.
Yep.
It's called Hard on a Sleeve with Marshall Morris.
That's right.
We got a couple minutes here, Marshall.
Yep.
As long as it is interesting. You get to go as long as you want.
Talking about sales. Okay. Talking about sales.
We are, yes.
What do you think of Drake's new album?
I think it's good. I think it's like other Drake albums. I think it's very
Average?
out of 10, I'm going to go 7.
Wow. You rated it 7 more than I would.
Oh, wow. Because for me, I'm saying 5 is like anything 5 and below, I wouldn't listen to again.
Okay. I rate it below 5.
Fair. I've listened to it with like on in the background while doing other things.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of songs that I kind of like. There's a little bit of vibe to, a little bit of okay, cool. I might listen to this again.
I listened to it. This is how I listened to it. I started listening to it in one like tab on my browser. And then I was like, okay. And then I went to the tab where it was playing, and I muted that video, and then opened up a new tab and started playing other music. And I let it play all the way through.
How long did that happen? Have happen for you?
How long did I keep doing that?
No, how long did you allow Drake to perform for you before you decided this isn't for me?
Oh, about 15 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't
So Drake didn't find your hot button.
No, not. You got to find it very quickly.
Apparently.
I turned on Michael Jackson instead.
In the first 15 seconds, you better be like, Marshall Morris, this one's for you.
Yep, I'm still waiting for it.
What do you think about the new Kendrick Lamar song? You like that one?
Not really.
Not really. Wow, he's hard to impress. He's hard to impress, folks. So if you are at home and you are a hip-hop/R&B artist, don't even try to get it past Marshall Morris if you aren't, like, certified. If you think you've got the goods, you probably don't have the goods unless you're hitting Marshall Morris's specific needs.
Trying to create a raving review fan base, and my purple cow is that I don't review anything well.
Go to Marshall F. Morris for the hottest reviews. This album was terrible. I gave it 15 seconds, and then I switched it back to Michael Jackson. There you go. Hard on the sleeve, Marshall Morris. This is the best part of the whole show. I mean, we all have this business knowledge, stuff that can make people money, stuff that can change like people's business lives. But this is the good stuff.
Yep.
That was episode 67, the systematically maximizing your sales process by plugging the human leaks in your sales funnel. In episode 68, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking about getting more prospects into your sales funnel, especially if your sales funnel includes a website. So this is going to be big for a lot of people. We're going to study some big-time websites to see how they get people to click on their call to action buttons to get them inside of the sales funnel.
Are you going to trick them?
That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Episode 68 tomorrow. All right. That was episode 67. Ladies and gentlemen, over to my left, the Drake hating, Kendrick Lamar hating, Marshall F. Morris. Over here, Daniel McKenna. That has been The Daily Hustle. We'll see you next time. Boom.